Hello, you're listening to the Bright Futura podcast with your hosts Mike O'Rourke and
Josh Hinkins.
And this week we're starting a new segment at the start of the podcast that's just going over what we've been doing in the previous week. Our host this week is actually Josh, so I'm going to pass it across to Josh first.
Yes.
What have you been doing this week?
Quite honestly, not a lot. I've been playing some bad mobile games.
Yeah, I get that. I've been doing the same.
I've been playing some good mobile games. No middle ground mobile games, I will say that.
Okay.
I don't think I've found any yet.
Yeah, they're a little more difficult to find, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
You either enjoy the game or you have a guilty pleasure, which is like...
I don't think I have any of those.
So you've just played good games.
No, I've played bad games, but
but you have no problem.
But I have no problem playing the bad games.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Other than that, sorting out bits and pieces for my podcast.
Oh, your podcast.
Yes, intriguing.
Would you like to shell your podcast?
Yes, I'm going to use your. Well, is it your podcast or our podcast?
I'd say it's ours. It was my idea, but it's our podcast.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah. So basically, I am looking to start a sort of pop culture-y, graphic novel nerdy themed podcast where I talk about graphic novels, nerdy things, and pop culture.
Everybody loves those, and let's be honest, everyone's a little bit nerdy, so it's for everyone.
Yeah.
In this day and age, everyone has a little bit of nerd in them, just a smidge.
Yeah.
It's like a little pinch, a little sprinkle.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that, I'll basically. First of all, I should probably tell you what the name of the podcast
That would be a good idea.
So my podcast is going to be called A Novel Affair.
It's brilliant. Love it. Sign me up.
Obviously to do with graphic novels, and then also like a trivial, fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. Have you got an upload date in mind? Have you got sort of a format already nailed down?
No.
Just gonna wing it like we did with the first episode.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
We kind of stumbled into a format, which is nice.
Yeah. Other than that, I have not been doing a lot. What about yourself?
Honestly, just working a lot. Sorting out the podcast, sorting out all the social media stuff for the podcast.
Talking about that, I got a job.
Oh yeah, there's that. You did get a job.
Yes, it has nothing to do with design or anything.
No,
but I've still got a job.
But it's kind of to do with design. That's what most students end up doing while they're at university. They just get a bar job and.
Oh well, yeah. I suppose, yeah. Oh yeah, I'll give you that one.
The two kind of intertwine, don't they? They're kind of.
You either succeed and become a designer or become a bar manager.
Yeah, why not both?
Or both, yeah.
Yeah, so I've just been working mostly, but obviously doing creative stuff at work. We launched a website that we finished for a high-end rug company. Yeah.
Is that a high-end rug company that you made this website for?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Yeah, so we launched that. It's done. We're hands washed of that job. And then I'm in the process of moving from the design stage of another website. So I'm handing off all the assets to the developers. It's for a company called Move It or Lose It. It's a sort of elderly exercise company. It's run through the NHS and partnered with Birmingham University and stuff like that. And the website's looking nice. It's quite a modern website considering who it's aimed at. Yeah. But the functionality is simple, which is the main part. They need to be able to get to where they want to go. So that's basically what I've been doing. That's been my entire week at the minute. Other than that, ate some sushi. It's always fun.
Nice.
Have you tried to master sushi on a train? It's fun.
I do know. I wonder what you've got to say. I'm glad you finished.
Nope. We're not that kind of podcast.
No, we're not.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I don't know if I'm currently allowed to share any images from the current website I'm working on, but I can link the website that we just launched in the descriptions of all the podcast stuff. And the same can go for you. Just drop anything in that you've been working on. any like in progress stuff would be great. Maybe we should start a blog for the podcast.
I love how we're thinking about all these things whilst on air. Yeah,
I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been my week.
Cool. Very nice, very nice. Yes, so I'm doing the topics this week, and prepare to have your socks knocked clean off.
Clean off.
Clean off, yes.
Ooh.
In one swift strike.
Cool.
So I thought I would start with talking about a little bit of anime.
Anime.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, not Anna June, anime.
Oh, I see. I see what you did there.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, it's pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah, so I thought I'd start talking about the highest grossing anime film to date.
Yes, I have heard.
Snubbed at the Oscars. Oh,
it is a disgrace.
yes.
I'm offended personally. As a part-time weeb. I'm not full weeb.
Part-time.
But as a let's retake that. As a part-time,
put your teeth in.
It's a part-time weeb. It's offensive.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've not seen the movie. We haven't mentioned the name of the movie. If you want to.
Oh yeah, of course we haven't.
Yeah.
The name of the movie is called Your Name.
Yes. Okay.
It's a film where two individuals, when they go to sleep and then wake up, they have swapped bodies.
Yeah.
And then it goes through their relationship, finding out who each other are and whatnot, and other things ensue during the film, and it gets. Well, let me just say, I was watching this at 2:00 in the morning, thinking it was going to be a nice slice of life film where I just got to enjoy two people learning about each other.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, I felt very attacked and very emotionally
damaged.
Well, not even that, just emotionally drained.
Okay.
It is a really good film. The animation of it is just. It looks so nice.
I have seen screens of the animation because I haven't seen the movie. I will watch it. I am interested in watching it. I just don't have too much time at the minute. But
Sunday's your busy day.
Sunday is my busy day.
So Sophie told me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what is one thing that you can sort of use to hook people on the anime? What should they expect if they were to watch the anime?
If you're looking for a film that is very not romantic comedy, because it's sort of slice of life, so it sort of runs like, almost like your everyday sort of thing.
Everyday person is the main character.
And if you want in something that isn't too supernatural or like,
so it's not like a shonen.
No,
anime.
it's not like your Naruto's or your Dragon Balls.
Is it shoujo is the term? I think I could be wrong there. Again, part-time weeb.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So it's sort of are they school age?
Yeah. They're in school. I don't.
Middle school, high school.
I can't really give you. Sort of,
oh, you're not able to give me too much.
Part of it pertains to the plot of the story.
Okay,
but yeah, just check it out. Is
it a sort of really emotionally charged movie then? Like, would I expect to leave it upset?
To start with, it's quite funny the situation that they're in, because they're both like, what like they don't know what's going on. But then towards the end, they get to know each other a bit more and understand what's going on, and then you're like, oh shit, these
are two people that like have this weird connection together.
Yeah,
I do like the concept of the movie. I mean, I used to watch stuff like, is it Freaky Friday and stuff like that?
With Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah.
God, great film.
It's really bad though.
Have you seen the original?
No.
Oh, that's even better.
Oh,
even better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it got snubbed at the Oscars.
Yes.
What managed to steal the Oscar away from it?
Well, it wasn't even that. It
wasn't nominated?
It wasn't even.
Oh.
It wasn't even put up.
That's really sad. It's the highest grossing
anime film to date. Like, it has beaten all other Studio Ghibli films.
That's incredible.
And obviously Studio Ghibli, like,
yeah,
they're like top end.
I mean,
and then this sort of indie. Actually, is it indie? I'm not even quite sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's Funimation.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's not an indie animation. It's by Funimation, but usually they're known for sort of lower end stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, then yeah.
But I've seen screens of it, and it does look very visually impressive. It almost looks like a sort of higher end K. If you've seen K, K is
I've not seen K.
The story's kind of meh, but the visuals are really sort of high end, almost movie quality. But it's a series. It's like a serialized anime.
Oh,
yeah, it kind of reminds me of that.
I have to check that out.
Yeah,
yeah, it's yeah. Go check out the film. It's great if you've got like an hour and a bit to spare, maybe 2 hours, maybe a couple of hours to spare. Go check it out.
I'll try and find some time.
Yeah. What else can I talk to you about? Also, right, guys. So I am very much into my horticulture and my growing of plants.
He is. Every time I speak to him recently, he's mentioned plants in some form.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you that my windowsill is full of plants, but it's full of plants. It's so I don't have to look outside and see all of the cars and the bar fencing in front of me. But yes, so I saw that a
product design company, was it?
A product design company, Atelier. Something like that.
Atelier
might have been that. Like I can't remember what the.
We'll probably leave a link in the description anyway.
They have brought out a new indoor greenhouse to encourage people to bring their plants indoors and have that.
Now, when you brought this up, I immediately was like, "Oh, that sounds like something that I don't care about."
This sounds like something for old people.
Yeah, but I did look it up, and I do like product design, and it's very pretty. These greenhouses look really nice. You know what it reminds me of is when you go to a museum like the Natural History Museum or something like that,
and they have the
glass cabinets with like, I don't know, old like relics and guns and like stuff in it, and
two very different things.
Those sort of display cabinets where they hold like old sort of artifacts and relics and stuff like that. It reminds me of that. They visually look very, very nice, and it's a great place to display something. It just looks like a display case, but it's a greenhouse. It's really nice.
Yeah, I love it. I would, if I had the money right now, I would.
If I had the room, I'd probably buy one. Although I'm not huge on plants and growing things.
We'll maybe get you some plastic ones.
We could do that, or we could get something that would be really difficult to kill. That'd be nice. So it's real but hard to kill.
Just lots of little air plants that don't need very much either soil or watering.
Yeah, sort of like a cat. You know, the cats of the plant world. They can just go off and find their own food. You know.
Yeah, I suppose we'll go down that road. This podcast has taken a turn.
Yeah, it has. It's been a long day, honestly. So in the vein of product design, you had another topic on product design?
I found another company. This company I think was Swedish. In fact, I think both companies are Swedish.
Yeah, I believe they're called
Swedish design.
I believe they're called Tingest.
Tingest, yeah,
something like that. Tingest.
Yes. Yeah. So, have you ever had a moment where you're like, God's sake, setting up my exercise equipment just takes far too long?
Not even once.
No, not even once.
God, no.
No. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. Well, this company has brought out a set of sports equipment that, well, first of all, looks like really, really nice.
Yeah,
it looks really cool.
You know what it reminds me of? Have you been to the Tate in London? They have a lot of modern art there, and it's a lot of stuff that you're like, I mean, that's cool, but why is it here?
That's what people say about me.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say anything. No,
go fuck yourself.
no, they remind me of sort of almost like high-end art pieces.
Yeah, they've got that vibe of like, is it objet d'art?
I couldn't tell you, honestly.
I'm gonna use that phrase.
Yeah, let's go for
hope for the
that.
best. Yeah, they're kind of. You could put them in a room, and
They wouldn't look
they
out
would.
of place.
Yeah, they wouldn't look out of place.
But they're gym equipment, right?
yeah,
That's
gym
incredible.
equipment.
It's stuff like dumbbells and
kettlebells, a hula hoop.
Yeah, and it's all made.
Also, some massage like foam rollers, but I don't think the foam. I think that's
Yeah,
something else.
it looks like cork or something.
Yeah,
But
could be.
it's the kind of stuff that you could pass as just sort of ornaments or furniture in your house, but it's all gym equipment.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really good idea. I like things with multiple purposes. I like
Plus, if you're hipster, they would go fit in anywhere in the
that
house.
is very true, yeah. But you know, I like the idea of having something because it has a purpose rather than, you know, just having a nice ornament in your house. I like things that, you know, have a use. So this,
Yeah, same.
although I haven't exercised in quite some time, I'll admit that
You've
freely.
exercised your right to not exercise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that way
You
of
like
thinking.
that, yeah.
But like when I did go to the gym, I did enjoy it. It's just, you know, working up that sort of effort inside you to actually exercise is hard.
See, I've been really good. I what's the word? I signed up to the gym,
Oh yeah.
but then realised I haven't got any of my trainers with me up here in Wolverhampton.
I
so I
see.
was like, I can't really go to the gym in my work shoes
Or
slip-
suede shoes.
or
you know.
No, I haven't got suede shoes with
You've
me.
not got suede
No,
shoes.
I've not got those with me. I've got my slip-ons with
I
me.
see.
So yeah, I can't really be on the treadmill then, just like
Yeah.
end up killing
So
someone.
what you're saying is this kind of stuff would help you if you had it at home.
Yes, definitely. If I had again the monies and the space for
Space is a thing.
Yeah.
That's one issue I've got at the minute. I need some good space to get anything like that.
it. Yeah, but it looks so good.
Yeah. If you're into product design as well, or you have any appreciation for sort of things with use, or you just want to see some pretty shit, you know, just go ahead and check it out. It's by Tingest Designs. Just Google Tingest workout or something like that.
Or
And
just Google Tingest and it should be on the products page on
Yeah.
there. So you'll find it.
So,
Yeah.
what other topics have you prepared for me? Because I don't really know much about them this week.
I have also prepared two more topics. The first one, well, both topics are relating to the film Kubo and the Two Strings.
Ah, yes.
And-
I know about this movie.
Oh my lord, this is probably one of my favorite movies.
Is it really?
Yeah,
See-
I would definitely say it's that.
I heard that the movie is very visually nice, but this story left something to be desired.
Yeah, the story was a little bit like
Thin?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it because it was this story of Kubo going on this adventure looking for I think a sword and some armor. Well, basically the armor of his father
Yeah, I did hear this.
to fight the moon god.
To
right? Is it the
clarify,
Moon King or
this
Moon
is
God?
this is set in China, right?
Yeah, I
it's
think it
is
is.
it a sort of rural China sort of
Yeah.
traditional setting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was a film made by the Laika Company. So that's Laika. They also did Coraline and Paranorman.
Which, by the way, all of those movies are beautiful movies.
What else
They-
have they done? Paranorman, Coraline. There's another one.
I'm not entirely sure, honestly.
Did they do Frank and Weenie?
That's Tim Burton, isn't it? Frankenweenie's Tim Burton.
Uh,
But I have seen Paranorman, and I really like that movie. The story, again, not great. I imagine this one, the story is better. But the visuals for Paranorman, especially for the time, just blew it out of the water. That movie was so beautiful. And to its credit, Kubo and the Two Strings as well is a beautiful movie. Another one I haven't seen though, Josh.
God, get on that, Mike.
I will. I'm gonna watch both Kubo and.
Don't wait till your busy day.
And Your Name. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I found online that there had been a set of photos done with Kubo visiting the Forbidden City in China, and I just thought these photos were phenomenal. So I assume we're going to leave a link. In the description
we'll leave a link to an article that talks about it and shows the images. So what to just add a little onto that, what the photos actually are is they've taken the actual model from the movie and posed it in China's Forbidden City, and sort of took they're almost intimate photos of Kubo sort of experiencing
it's like Kubo's got an Instagram account.
That's quite accurate,
and they're just really great photos. They're taken all over the Forbidden City. I think there's like ones where he's got like food, or
you can see him looking at food, and you can see him sort of like checking out all the temples and stuff like that in the Forbidden City.
And some of the angles they've used for these photos, like they must have spent a long time setting these photos
imagine
up.
so. I mean, it looks like in some of them it looks like he's to scale with the environment, and he's definitely not.
No, it's like
these models are always done really small because they kind of have to be for film.
Also, I believe Kubo is the film that has used the biggest maquette for a stop animation film.
Oh, really?
Yes, there's a scene in the film that uses a skeleton, and I think that skeleton is the biggest maquette that has ever been used.
That's actually quite interesting.
I think that's right. I think that's what I heard.
I might have to look that up. That sounds cool. But yeah, these photos are just beautiful. They're really well sort of shot, and the poses that they put the model into are quite natural. It just looks like a small child who just is so intrigued and infatuated with his surroundings. It's brilliant.
It's great. It's great.
So what's the second part of this Kubo?
So
second part to the topic.
Yes, that's the one. Sorry. Yeah, the second part to the sort of Kubo and the Two Strings topic was at the 70th BAFTA Awards, Kubo was up against 3 Disney films.
Yeah, that is accurate.
Which is crazy. He was up against Moana,
Finding Dory,
and Zootropolis.
Yeah, and the animation on those movies are sort of quite high end.
Like I've seen all 3 of those now, and Moana, I just fell in love with instantly. That was a stupendous film.
I need to catch up on my animated movies because the only one of those that I've seen is Finding Dory, and that came out a while ago now.
Yes.
Yeah,
that came out last year.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Zootropolis.
Have you not?
No, I haven't.
Do you know Shakira's in that?
Is she really?
Yeah, she is.
That's
one of my favourite moments as well. I thought, oh, yes.
But it was up against all those Disney movies.
Yeah, and they were all going for the award of Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
And Kubo came on top.
I know, it's crazy.
Kubo beat Disney 3 times over, basically.
Yeah, it's quite unheard of, honestly. Disney is the animation company, which, hats off to Kubo. I mean...
Well, hats off to Leica. They put the hours in for that film.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to look at the movie.
In fact, there's a scene right at the beginning of Kubo, which... he's doing all throughout this film. His power is that he can, his magic power is that he can use paper, and magically turn it into different things and whatnot.
Is that when he plays
when he plays the?
Is it a lute? I think it's a lute. Yeah. It's a 2-stringed lute, which is really odd.
Yeah, when he plays it, the paper magically comes to life.
Yeah,
it becomes whatever he wants it to. All of the scenes that had paper in them, where he turned it into origami, that was actual paper that they animated.
I dread to think how many hours they had to put into animating that, and because I assume there's a lot of sort of like origami and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Obviously,
Like,
if you're working with real paper, that one model isn't going to last. It's paper.
oh God, no.
So they would have to remake the same things over and over and over, which is mind blowing if you think about it. How long's the movie? It's a long movie, right?
Yeah, I can't actually think how long it is, I don't know whether it's an hour and 20 or an hour and 40.
Yeah. But for a
It's-
stop motion animation,
yeah.
that's a long time.
If you think, what, do you reckon it'd have been filmed in 60 frames a second?
Yeah, I assume so.
Either that or, no, it couldn't have been that. It must have been, what, 25?
Well,
30?
24 is TV standard, but they tend to film it above and then
Oh, yeah, good point.
bring it down.
So, yeah, like 60 frames a second. What's that? That's 3,600 a minute.
Yeah. And that would be individual photos.
Yeah.
So they would have to move all the models a bit, because it wouldn't obviously just be one model moving in a scene.
Oh, no.
Everything would move.
Yeah,
And
everything.
That's how many man hours for like a minute of footage would be insane.
But obviously it's been worth it.
Yeah, it paid off.
Yeah.
So, like I asked with Your Name, what is the hook for this movie? What will capture people if they go and see this movie?
How magical and endearing the characters are within
Yeah.
it. Like, I instantly fell in love with this film just because of how the characters moved, how they like showed emotion. It just seemed so real watching this film.
Yeah.
It was great. It was also the villains in this film are terrifying.
Are they really?
Like-
I haven't really seen anything with the villains.
The villains are two witches,
Okay.
and that's all I'm gonna say. Because honest to God, I was watching them. I was like, damn, this is meant to be a kids' film.
Yeah. There's also a lot of humor in this movie.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of scenes from the
Yes.
trailers and stuff. Some of the jokes landed, some of them weren't for me in the trailers anyway. How would you rate the humor and sort of comedy side of things?
I really liked it. I again, I've just got to be liking this film
Yeah.
forever and a day. Slightly biased, but yeah. I think I can agree with you on that one. I think the comedy, some bits were really good, and there were times when certain characters would maybe say something, and you'd just be like,
Yeah. There was a couple of
stop it
things
with the dad jokes.
Yeah.
It was that kind of thing. But it was a good film.
Yeah.
It was
I
a
will
really
check it
nice
out.
film.
I'll check out Kubo and Your Name, and
Also, the textures in that film, like
Yeah,
how
don't know how they managed that
it was great.
with like obviously practical models and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's difficult to do. I'm thoroughly impressed with the visuals of the movie, and that's enough to pull me in. Give me a nice looking movie and I'm sold. I'll be right there. Obviously, I'm a little late to it, but
I now go back, but like the textures and whatnot, even the trees looked real. I was like,
yeah.
by hellfire.
How
great.
how is the actual sort of animation? Because a lot of stop motion stuff you can really tell.
you can tell
But
because it kind of
Yeah,
It
when I
should
watched
judge-
Paranorman, though, I thought that was a 3D render. I thought that was like
Yeah.
a computer-based animation.
I don't think I noticed it in this one. Like, if I did, it was very briefly at the beginning, and then the film just
Yeah.
drew me in, and it didn't register that it was sort of like
Okay,
sugaring a bit.
well,
but I think
You have me sold on the movie. I will check it out. I may actually watch it tomorrow.
do it,
After work.
do it. great.
So
My final topic. Well,
yes,
because you've got a topic as well.
yes,
believe.
I did kind of jump on
Yes.
with one of my own topics.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that at all. Lies. So my last topic is I recently saw an illustrator. I believe it is an illustrator. We'll call him that for now. Mohammed El Said from
Yes.
Egypt.
Yes. Okay. I definitely know about this story.
This is phenomenal. So basically, this gentleman has taken Arabic words and has illustrated what the word means using the word.
It's a type as image
Yeah.
thing with, you know, what? Okay, this is going to sound a little political, so I'm sorry if you're not listening to this podcast for sort of politics, but I've noticed that people in the UK, at least, when they see Arabic writing, it sort of takes them back a bit.
Oh,
and
God, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
We're currently in this weird sort of circle of fear at the minute when it comes to sort of
I feel
Arabic culture. And
I feel that especially in the UK, I feel like people they judge if they hear the word like Muslim and whatnot, they judge it very quickly. And not for the right reason.
Yeah. So this project kind of feels to me like a sort of a bridge that's kind of like, actually, they're just normal people. They're just like us.
Yeah.
They have designers and artists who just like
some
to do
incredible designers as well.
Just like
I'm
to
very
do
envious of.
Really nice and kind of cute things. Why don't you explain a little more of the kind of words that they display?
Yeah, so what he's done so far is he's taken some basic words, like he's done cat, whale, fox, duck,
citadel.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I assume citadel's just a language thing. I don't know about that.
It's probably castle. Or
maybe, yeah. And he has literally used the type of the Arabic word and molded it basically into like he's taken cat and he's turned that into a cat, and they just look really like you could have them as individual art pieces.
I would love him to do a children's book that does this. You know, sort of helps children to, you know, learn words at
almost
a young
like
age.
like an ABC book.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would be brilliant, and it's something that nobody can point at and be like,
this has a political agenda.
Evil. Yeah, no, it's just a designer. From Egypt, I believe.
Yeah.
And he just made this really nice design with like, it's brilliant.
And the colours he's picked as well are really nice. And I'm interested into what software it's used. I think it looks like Illustrator software.
It's probably Illustrator. It's something like that. It is Vector.
Yeah.
But what I really like about it is the words are still visible. You can tell that is the Arabic word for those things, because where we viewed them, it had written below it the actual Arabic letter forms, and you can see it. You can see that's what it says, and it's just really, really well done. The sort of delicacy to the detail is refreshing and nice to see.
You can see he's put a lot of work and energy into it, which is really good to see.
Yeah. If you do want to see it, we'll leave a link in the description of YouTube, on SoundCloud and iTunes. I think you can leave a description. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for the iTunes.
Come on, iTunes. God.
Yeah. You just...
Do you have to take so long to review our podcast? God.
You're making us lag behind, iTunes. It's all about that unified branding.
Yeah.
Just get launched across the board. We're working on getting it up on iTunes, and we'll leave links there when we can.
Yeah. So that is all of my topics done. But you have, talking of political
Yes.
bits and pieces. You have the topic.
I do. Now, I don't want this. Politics isn't the point of this podcast, okay? But where we are currently, as people, and yeah, sort of where we are right now, politics are huge. It's something that pretty much everyone is talking about. Everyone has an opinion, and I don't see anything wrong with getting your opinion out there. So the topic that I found was an article by Creative Review, which talks about the pros and cons of mixing advertising and politics. Now, this isn't advertising politics. Like, this isn't.
No, this isn't. Yeah, it's not
this is
liberals here or Republicans or whatever you want to call it.
This article was about sort of brands or companies making political statements as a part of their advertisement campaigns. And this all came about from Diesel's Make Love Not Walls advertisement. It depicts a naked lady, a naked man. I'm not entirely sure because you only see them from behind. I think that might also be the point. In front of a rainbow-coloured tank next to a wall with a hole in it that's a heart. And it's
what's on the other side of the wall at the top, though?
On the other side of the wall, it's like barbed wire and just rocks, and it's meant to be sort of just a not very nice side of things. It's essentially talking about the recent Trump Muslim ban and the Trump wall.
We're gonna build a wall. We're gonna make the Mexicans pay for it.
Yeah, it's sort of Diesel making their stance known on the Trump administration and their plans and the things that they've been doing more recently. And in the article, they talk about like other companies that have had political statements recently, such as Budweiser, the Super Bowl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's sort of
also, oh God, what the hell was it? Was it Totino's? It's a food in America.
Is it Tostitos? Is it crisps?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The one that Kristen Stewart was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of politics in advertising recently, and I just wanted to talk about sort of the opinions that are being thrown about and what our opinions are on this. It essentially comes down to, should companies be displaying their own personal political agendas in advertising? I have a few points on this. So it's been highly criticized and also highly loved on the internet and, in old media and, everywhere. Social media.
Yeah.
Everyone has something to say on it.
Yeah.
Now, the arguments are, there's a chance that these people don't really have these opinions, but they're sort of jumping on the bandwagon to get more custom from people that follow these political agendas.
Pandering to the masses.
Yeah. And then there's also the argument that by displaying these political agendas, they could lose custom and the brand that a lot of people love could go away. And there's also just the general naysayers who tend to say, you're not allowed to use this platform to portray this.
That one
now
get to me a little bit.
All of these subjects I have opinions on, and I'm interested in hearing yours as well. We haven't discussed our opinions on this.
I don't actually think we've discussed them.
No, I just brought the article up as an idea.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you off the bat, what are your opinions on this? How do you feel about companies like Diesel, like Budweiser, sort of throwing their political agenda out there into the ether?
I think it's a good thing that companies that are out there are being like, look, this is what we stand for. this is what we want to see in the community or whatever it is that
in like their country,
yes.
or that's what they want their brand message to be perceived as. Well, my opinions align quite sort of nicely with that, which is a shame because it's always nice to have a little debate here and there. But I don't see this as a bad thing. I think it's good that people put their opinions out there because, if it's something that the people at that company truly believe in, no matter what they do, they shouldn't have their voices sort of stifled. They should be able to voice their opinions. It's not their fault that they have a platform bigger than the little man.
Than the average Joe or something like that. Yeah.
But playing devil's advocate, there is something to be said about sort of these political opinions could make these companies sort of lose out on custom and stuff like that.
But then, if they're losing out on custom because of their
political agenda,
well, is it a political agenda? It's just them, because it's not really them going, like, how can I explain it?
Little edit here.
It's not really them being like, oh, we're going to do this. This is what we want to do. This is how we're going to do it. And, it's not really them laying down the law with their company. It's just like, this is what we would like to see occur. And if they're losing custom because of them saying, oh, this is what we believe in, then are they really losing?
They're not losing the custom that they want.
Yeah.
So is it technically losing custom? I can see that. Again, that was just a devil's advocate type of situation. I agree with that point.
A good example of that is Nordstrom. They're the company that recently dropped Ivanka Trump's clothing line.
Okay, I haven't heard about this. So if you want
to, to be honest, the details that I know are very brief. They dropped her clothing line, and there have been lots of Trump supporters and sort of. I think it's just Trump supporters. I may be wrong on that. I apologize if I am. They've boycotted Nordstrom.
See, I feel like those aren't particularly the people who would shop there anyway. Am I wrong?
I'm not. Well,
I suppose you can't really tarnish an entire sort of.
Yeah. I mean, I did see a video on Twitter of some middle-aged ladies with lots of money being like, we're not going to Nordstrom, we're going elsewhere, with like lots of money in their hands, waving it around.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, enjoy your trip, ladies. Farewell.
Yeah. Bon voyage, mon ami.
Yeah. So I mentioned briefly a moment ago that there is a chance that these companies may not have these sort of political ties or political opinions. Now, that is an argument for these companies to not display these opinions because truly the consumer doesn't know if they actually have these or not. And that becomes a weird sort of gray area where they could just be sort of using the current situation as a way to earn money.
Would you not be getting in trouble for doing something like that? Is that not classed as fraud? If you're saying, we're doing this, we stand for this, blah 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 blah, with whatever goes to this charity or whatnot, can you not get in trouble for because you are technically just you're deceiving your customers.
I suppose
you're deceiving your clients.
There could be grounds for that, but again, there's no way to truly prove that. So that is one argument that a lot of people I've seen have been making as to why these people shouldn't sort of advertise in this way. It's not so much that they're against the opinion or they're against politics in advertising in a broad sense of it, but it's more we don't know if you truly believe in what you're saying.
All right. Yeah.
And I'm quite cynical with, politics and that kind of thing. So part of me is like, well, I can see why that would be an issue, but I'm not entirely sure if personally that would give me the opinion that they shouldn't be able to do this. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree that it's kind of like everyone definitely has the right to free speech. Obviously, that's
Yeah, it's a given right
it's a given,
in the Western world.
Yes. So if a company wants to voice an opinion that they have on what is going on in politics at the minute, albeit for them to do it, like they can go do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's healthy in the current sort of state we're in to talk about politics. Whether you agree with someone or not on politics, at least you're having that discussion.
Yeah.
Like if my political beliefs don't align with yours, it doesn't immediately mean you're wrong. It doesn't mean we should fight. It doesn't mean we should argue, but we should definitely talk about it and see why the other person doesn't sort of think that. And I think that's another reason that perhaps these things should exist, because people talk about it and that starts a conversation. It starts a debate.
It saves the environment that you're in, becoming an echo chamber, and you're just listening to a lot of yes men.
The thing is, if the thing is, if everyone agreed, then we would never progress, because we'd all sort of just be happy with the way things are, and I don't think that's a good way to live. No. I hate the thought of being stuck in your own little bubble. I would rather have someone challenge me on something that they don't necessarily agree with. Yeah. Which is another reason that I just sort of thought bringing this subject up would be good, just to have a discussion on.
Even though neither of us have disagreed.
Yeah, that's true. I tried to play devil's advocate. I gave it a good go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our general opinions on that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would like to hear what your opinions are on politics in advertising.
Definitely.
And
on any of the topics, really.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to leave a comment on YouTube, on SoundCloud, we will most certainly get back to you.
We'll be looking diligently at the comment section, so we'll know if you've left a comment. We'll try and reply.
Yeah, we may even reply in the podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Incentive.
Just to sort of segue off that topic, recently there has been an outcry about influencers and public figures also doing this, also talking about politics.
PewDiePie?
No, that's a whole different situation.
All right, okay.
I mean, there's a public outcry to stop influencers or famous
see what you mean. Yes.
Talking about politics. Yes. Now, I feel the same way about this that I do about advertisements. People, yes, they have a large audience, and you know what? Yeah, maybe they are trying to sway people into their way of thinking. But the important part is they're creating a conversation, and we're in sort of the most divisive time of our lives. Most definitely of our lives. I'm 24.
I mean, if shit hits the fan in the next 10 years, I'm hiding in the forest in like a small greenhouse from a Swedish company.
Going off the grid, sending the podcast via carrier pigeon. Get someone in like
smoke signals.
Someone in rural Uzbekistan to plug it in and so I have no problem with famous people or online influencers talking about their political opinions or agendas, because it's a good thing.
It gets that talk going between everyone. Like,
the thing is, the people that complain about this sort of thing are the kind of people who will talk about it themselves, but because they don't have an audience, they must feel like their voices are stifled, or that they need to sort of lift themselves up to be heard.
I do feel like some of the times if you're trying to have a discussion with someone about a topic and you both have very different views, and one person is is very like, no, this is how it needs to be done and whatnot. I don't feel like they have that much background knowledge on what it is that they're talking about. Like if they're not wanting to listen to what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Like
it kind of comes across as if they only have one argument in the situation, and they haven't really had discussions on it previously. Otherwise, they would be willing to take on you know, your opposition, I guess. So yeah, I think everyone sort of needs to tone it down a little and have a talk. There's no problem with talking. Or, you know, make political art. That's always a great talking point. Yeah. There's been
Is our final thought gonna be make political art or have a Xanax?
Yeah, I think that's the exact point I'm trying to make.
Can that be our first t-shirt?
That can be. Oh, by the way, I messed around with making mugs earlier today. I'm gonna show you that probably later on.
It's nice of you to only just tell me now at you know, nearing the end of the podcast.
It is nearing the end of the podcast. We've been going on for nearly an hour now.
Have we?
Yeah, but we still have a segment to do.
Spotlight.
So
spotlight. It's a spotlight.
Okay, I'm gonna loop that repeatedly, and that'll be the jingle. No, so along with the sort of introduction segment where we talk about what we've been doing the previous week or during the week, we came up with a new segment at the end called the Spotlight, where we will talk about creators where we talk about creators we sort of really like and think deserve a little push. Someone that you know, they could even be bigger than us, and we just want to talk about them. So do you have your artist prepared?
I have an art. Well, she's more of a creative person.
It does. Sorry, I'll clarify. It doesn't have to be a traditional like artist, someone that draws something or something like that.
I have picked Monet.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
No, yeah,
a creative person.
Yeah, so my person. She's on Instagram. She's called Mother Pigeon Brooklyn.
Yep, I've seen this. This is a real thing. He's not making it up.
And she's great. What she does is she makes stuffed dolls of pigeons. I've just thought Sophie would hate this.
Oh yeah, sorry. My girlfriend does not like birds at all. She has
a severe
phobia. I'd say phobia.
So, yeah.
A bird flew into her once. She's never been the same.
Scarred for life.
She is. It's true.
Yeah. So basically, Mother Pigeon Brooklyn makes stuffed pigeons out of like scraps of fabric and whatnot, and the proceeds that she gets from that go to rescuing and feeding pigeons around Brooklyn. And I thought it was really cute, and she looks really cute as well. She's got like a coat made of like feathers, and also she's like a really cool grandma.
I have seen the Instagram, and again, like the greenhouse situation, when you told me about it, I was like, oh shit, that segment's going to be short because I don't give a but I looked, and I really liked it.
She's just really cute. Yeah. I'm just like, can you be my grandma?
I have to say I felt the same, but this is what I like about having you on the podcast, Josh. I like very clean, minimal design and stuff, and like talking about important topics and you find like the weirdest things to talk about, and it's brilliant because it's just polar opposites.
Yeah. I mean, I do enjoy a good clean design. Every now
of course.
And then,
and I do enjoy a little weird thing, but.
Really convinced.
Yeah, but this Instagram account is wonderful. It's really cool, and she makes little coats for the pigeons.
Yeah,
she like
it's just really uplifting to see that someone is just like living their best life. Basically, I
personally like passion in people. I like someone that just does something because they care about that thing. It doesn't matter what it is. If you don't have passion, I've no interest in you as a person. I have to be completely honest there. But if you have a passion about something, it could be making coats for pigeons. It could be you have a passion for design, games, music, anything. Just have passion, have drive, and you're fine by me. I think you're great. And this Instagram account is great. It's so cool. And I have to thank you for showing me this because I would have never found this.
Yeah. Her link to her Instagram account will be in the description in the YouTube video and SoundCloud and whatnot. And and if we can do it in iTunes, we'll do it in there. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Who is in your spotlight? Spotlight. Spotlight. Spotlight.
So I actually struggled to decide who I wanted to sort of spotlight this week. I went back and forth from a couple of different artists, but I'll fit them in over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
But I've just decided on the spot who I'm going for, and it's a little biased because it's someone I know. I'm gonna spotlight my friend Baker. On Instagram, he's Baker2D, and
that is with a 2. Not there's no
it's BAKER 2 the number and D the letter. And he is an illustrator. He has dabbled in graphic design as well, but he's predominantly an illustrator, and he's a good one at that. What I find really interesting about him is he can do modern things that are really sort of detailed and sort of the popular thing at the moment. He can do that, but a lot of his stuff sort of goes back to old British comic book style, which I love. I used to collect like the Beano and the Dandy, and a lot of his stuff sort of reminds me of that. And I really appreciate that because it's something you don't see anymore. And the weird thing is he does it so well.
Yeah, I've been following him for a fair bit now actually, and he does these. I think he does these alien illustrations like the flying saucers. And I absolutely love them. They've got like a really nice thick black outline.
Yeah,
and it's a really stylized look that just, when you see it, you instantly know, oh, that's Baker's
that's
work.
Baker, yeah.
It's great.
I always love when I find an artist that I can point to them and be like, that's them. For those that are not watching, which is everyone, I just clicked and pointed. That's what
he did a finger gun.
It was finger guns.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate what Baker does, and he's a really nice guy as well. I only met him through design and illustration. I met him on social media at first, but he lives where we used to live. He's
do you know, I hate how small this world is.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Too small.
Yeah.
Can someone just... Baker, get us in space.
Yeah. Just let's leave. Let's go. You know aliens and stuff, right? Yeah. A lot of his work is inspired by sort of like 80s horror movies, and
it's very much like... I've forgotten the film I was going to say, and I just threw a wrench in what you were saying there as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, matey, carry on.
No, he's inspired greatly by horror movies and sort of like the old Freddy Kruegers and
it's got like
Jason Voorhees.
Is it Night of the Body Snatchers? Day of the Body Snatchers?
Probably. He has so much work inspired by old horror movies, and he loves them. He loves stuff like American Werewolf in London. He loves Friday the 13th. He's big on Friday the 13th. Aliens, Predator. You know, he's a nut for all those old sort of horror movies.
Oh, cool.
So if you are interested in either of the two artists from the spotlight this week, we'll leave links in the descriptions, and you should go follow them, check their work out, buy their stuff, support independent artists.
Yes.
Big on that. And I don't know where I'm going with that.
Just do the thing. Do the thing, Julie.
Just do the thing. So we are pretty much bang on an hour.
Spotty dog.
How did we manage that? It's like we planned it.
I think you'll find it's because of my excellent timekeeping.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you have been listening to the Bright Futura podcast, the weekly now podcast.
Weekly.
If you would like to follow us on social media, you can find me on Twitter at MikeO'Raw. That's MikeOraw.
So yeah, you can follow all my social links. It is Wayne Industries across the board. So that's on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. That's.
You can also follow us on the official Bright Futura social media accounts. That's Twitter at BFutura Podcast. That's the letter B, Futura Podcast.
Bravo for those with the phonetics.
Yeah, indeed. And then we have YouTube, obviously. That's just, you just search Bright Futura Podcast and it should come up. If you'd like to subscribe on iTunes, the podcast will be fed to you every single week. And you can go ahead and rate and review us on there, and we'll read the reviews out on the podcast.
Yeah. Ooh.
So yeah,
again,
thanks
incentive.
Thanks for listening again this week, and we will see you next week.
Yes. Bon voyage.
Bye.